Hey everybody, what's up? It's Babylonius from peakofserenity.com here with another short guide video. This one talking about the changes in 9.0.5, just kind of briefly. Nothing really big, but you know, in terms of the size of the change, but definitely some things that you probably have noticed in the last couple weeks. Now that the kind of dust has settled and I've just had a little bit more time to do so, I can work on. I thought it'd be a good time to put together a little video kind of explaining how things have changed. Before I get started, big thanks to the people that supported me through Patreon and PayPal. Let me get this new microphone. So hopefully the sound quality is a little bit better going forward. Let me know in the comments if it is. So to get right down to it, you know, the big things for Windwalkers are that Storm, Earth, and Fire spirits will no longer continue to channel Fists of Fury when you cancel it while they're up. That was a bug that was fixed, as well as Mark of the Crane stacks will now kind of correctly be on and off targets, whereas previously, if you had killed a target with Mark of the Crane on it, you probably would continue to have that number of stacks kind of interminably. So that was another bug that was fixed. Both of those were beneficial bugs, so we do see a loss of damage in them. So to kind of get down into it, if you want to compare, you know, really first to talk about the Fist of Fury changes. When you attack a target and you take out Fist of Fury, right, you cast Storm, Earth, and or Blackout Kick after Fist of Fury, and they will cancel it. If you continue it, they'll continue it. You know, and really this is a positive change in the sense that it works the way that it's supposed to now, but it did kind of result in a loss of damage, you know, which is never fun. So now, functionally, the only times that you're going to really consider clipping Fist of Fury is when you have Weapons of Order up and you want to trigger it for Whirling Dragon Punch. You will only use Fist of Fury during Weapons of Order to trigger Whirling Dragon Punch. However, if you are under 50% haste, you'll want to use it and clip it right away. And if not, if you're above 50 or above 50% haste, you'll want to let it channel plus a Blackout Kick and then go back into Rising Sun Kick. The reason for this, and I talk about this in my Kyrian video, is just kind of those windows of cooldowns based on how much haste you have. And that amount of haste dictates how long your Fist of Fury channels, as well as how much time and how many things you can fit inside the chi cost reduction that Rising Sun Kick provides during Weapons of Order. So again, you don't have to worry about clipping Fist of Fury based on whether you have Storm, Earth, and Fire or not. When you cast Weapons of Order and you have Fist of Fury available, you're going to want to look at the amount of haste you have. If you grab my weak aura, and that'll be linked in the description, it has a little haste tracker that'll show you how much haste you have. If you have under 50% haste, you clip it after the global cooldown and then kind of carry on. And if you're above 50% haste, you can let it channel the duration plus a Blackout Kick after or before. Generally best after, so that you get the Blackout Kick reduction on Fist of Fury as well. And then into a Rising Sun Kick and use that to be that window in between your Rising Sun Kicks. So that's really the big difference. That did result in a very small, about 1% loss in single target damage, because that was really kind of when we used it primarily. But that's really the main difference. When looking at Mark of the Crane, that's the other big change that came about in 9.0.5 previously. And target dummies aren't a great example of this, but previously when you would attack something, if it were to die, you would kind of maintain, it would be as if that Mark of the Crane stack never fell off that target. So you'd be able to maintain more Mark of the Crane stacks than you have targets. This was something that was very beneficial for Windwalkers. Certainly people that were new to the spec, it made managing your Mark of the Crane stacks a lot easier. So now they will appropriately be on and off targets. So if a target dies with 10 seconds left, it'll be as if that you have that target's Mark of the Crane stack for those 10 seconds until it will fall off and fall off correctly. Storm, Earth, and Fire will still tag things. I'll let them drop off here. You know, if you watch Storm, Earth, and Fire, they will, as long as you don't fixate them, they will bop around and tag things to make sure you're at 6 as best they can. If you do fixate them, they will not walk around or jump around, and you will have to get your Mark of the Crane stacks, as well as if they are not, if Storm, Earth, and Fire is not up, you'll have to get your Mark of the Crane and manage your Mark of the Crane stacks manually. So that's going to be a big kind of quality of life change for a lot of Windwalkers. If you were a Windwalker that had played during Legion, played during BFA, probably not one that's going to be too jarring for you. But certainly if you're somebody that was a newer player, or and somebody that started in Shadowlands and you've kind of only known life as a Windwalker who could maintain stacks kind of infinitely without much effort, that's going to be one that you're going to have a harder time, and you're going to want to spend more time focusing on. Coming to a place like this that's got a bunch of target dummies and working on building those stacks is very useful. It takes some experience, just kind of knowledge and intuition to know in a Mythic Plus pull, you know, okay, how long is this pull going to be up? How many stacks of Mark of the Crane can I get out before I should start spamming spinning crane kicks, stuff like that. So there's not kind of a one rule as to, you know, when it's okay to do that. That just takes practice and takes knowing kind of what you're getting into. So those are really the two biggest changes. They were both DPS losses. Certainly just because of now how much more tedious managing Mark the Crane is and how long it takes to get it stacked up, whereas previously you could go in between Mythic Plus packs and kind of just keep all of your stacks. You know, now you have to start each Mythic Plus stack or Mythic Plus pack with 0. You know, so depending on how good you are with those things, you'll be better at. If you're better at it, it'll be less of a damage loss. If you're not as good at it, it'll be more of a damage loss. However, with 905 and short couple days later, what we did see was to match the two beneficial bugs that got fixed, we did see two detrimental bugs that got fixed. So the big thing was that Dance of Chi-Ji, the talent, now correctly increases spinning crane kick damage by 200%. Previously, it had still kind of worked off of the Azurite scaling that it had previously. And so yeah, so those, you know, that was a nice increase if you're somebody that's at max level and have, you know, reasonable stats and stuff like that. It could be upwards of a 70 like a 40 or 50% increase in your spinning crane kick damage during Dance of Chi-Ji. So that was a nice buff. It does put Windwalker's AoE abilities into a bit more RNG dependent, but overall should be it is a nice increase in damage. The other one is that we saw increase our damage is that Fist of Fury now correctly hits 5 additional targets. So it deals 100% damage to the primary target, and the tooltip has always said deals half damage to 5 other targets. Previously, however, before this bug fix, it only dealt damage to 4 other targets. Now it deals damage to 5 other targets. So that's, you know, about a 16 or so percent increase to Fist of Fury damage in AoE. Not enough to, you know, none of these buffs that I've mentioned or nerfs or bug fixes, what have you, are enough to really change the balance of how or when we use our abilities. So really all my other videos are still accurate. Even my clipping video is still functionally accurate, just accurate for a different purpose. You know, kind of the way that you clip Fist of Fury and why you clip Fist of Fury has changed slightly, but not really the fact that you do still clip Fist of Fury during Weapons of Order. So hopefully this kind of helped to fill in some of the gaps that you've had. Apologies for having it take so long, but certainly we had to get a lot of this stuff figured out, as well as I just had the time to sit down and do this. So thank you again to the people who supported me for helping me get this nice new mic. Hopefully the sound quality is a lot better. I was also able to upgrade some parts with my computer, but some of that came from riding the GameStop train and the rocket to the moon and stuff like that. So that helped certainly, but the support that I get from you guys and through Patreon and PayPal definitely helps me to make these videos a little bit better. So Thank you again for all of you who help support me. For more information, you can always check that you can always check the Peak of Serenity Discord, Peak of Serenity website. Those will be linked below. If you're interested in my week auras, my Plater profile, and all that stuff will also be linked below, as well as the ways that you can support me. So thank you very much for watching. You can check out my other videos. Make sure to give this video a like and subscribe to my channels. I put on new videos whenever there's new stuff and I have the time. So till next time, have a good night, morning, afternoon, whatever it is, wherever you are.